Hello and welcome to my digital artifact for BCM 325 Future Cultures. So let's get started. For my background of my DA, I have chosen the topic to talk about the development of robots in the future and how they are going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years. And the main part of this project is to look at the change and effect of human behavior and the raising ethical issues. What I have presented till now is 3 videos on YouTube about my project, where in the first video I have introduced robots, how they look over the years, and I've made a small comparison on how the robots have changed from the past few years. My second video is talking about the pros of robots and the process of development in the past 5 years. My third video is about the cons of robots and the ethical issues that have been raised. And my fourth video is the beta presentation showcasing what I've done so far with my project. These are all the videos that I have posted onto YouTube. In my first video, I have shown few clips showing the development of robots and I've compared them from the past and the present and later on. I have shown a clip from a movie scene that have given a sight of how futuristic robots are going to be. So basically, I have shown a movie clip where they can show how robots are going to perform operation surgeries on human being and how it will look so normal and how robots can join the military and be part of the human labor. And later on, I have also given my opinion on how I see robots in the 5 years. My second video here, I have talked about the pros of the robots and how robots work best as spies, how they can be so much faster than humans, what are the human benefits from the robots. And I have also shown some movies that have the robots highlighted. And in the video, I have also shown a timeline of 5 years that have led to having robots and human working together in the future. In this video, I have shown a positive side of robots and how they can benefit the humans. Here in my third video, I have talked about the cons of robots, how they're very expensive, they need power supply all the time, which will be very expensive, and how I have also talked about that robots can, if they fall into wrong hands, they can be misused. That will lead to a lot of bad things happening. And in here, I have used some of the academic scholars to talk about the ethical issues that are involved between the human and robots. According to my lecture note, it is mentioned that a robot is a programmable cybernetic machine controlled by the computer, which is obviously made by the humans. And according to the lecture as well, there are different type of robots. However, I think that even though there are different type of robots, there will be different ways of handling them. And yet the behavior and the ethical issues will remain the same. And there is when there will be an era called robotization. Like a new civilization, this will be a new era called robotization. And for my further research, I have seen that time is now faster to develop all these robots, and there are many factories that are continuing to develop such products. According to CNBC, it is said that robots could take over 20 million jobs by 2030, which from now is 9 years. The research have shown that the researchers have predicted that in the rise of the robots, it will bring a lot of benefit in terms of productivity and economic growth. From Oxford, it's shown that within 11 years from now, there could be 14 million robots put to work in China alone. A whole country just has 14 million robots in the next 11 years. So we could imagine how many robots could there be all around the world. And as a result, it will be called the era of robotization. And number as big as 10 million jobs will be lost, especially in those poorer local economies. Now here is a graph where most of the jobs have been lost starting from the year 2000, and we can see that the rating is really high. But even though there are millions of jobs that are lost or will be lost, it is said that the production of these robots are going to bring in a lot of profit, and the GDP could go up to 5.3 in the boost in the year of 2030. And further research have shown that jobs that will be taken by robots include telemarketing, bookkeeping clerks, compensation and benefit managers, receptionists, couriers, proofreaders, support specialists, and market research analysts. How will this change the human behavior? Because of people losing job, it will lead to human being in distress and it will protest. So that is how they will raise ethical issues. Now, according to some article by the author, they have mentioned that through their experiment they have conducted, they have found that human-robot interaction will increase involving decision and domain with significant ethical issues. And there is why they are designing robots with capability, ensuring ethical outcomes achieved in HRI, human robot interaction, where they will computerize ethical reasoning judgment, which will help the robots to regulate behavior. How robots are shown in movies. We know that a lot of influence come from movies, and there are different movies that talk about robots, especially if it's a movie series or any way how they can help the world. There are movies showing empathy between robot and humans. These are the listed, for example, Chappie, iRobot, RoboCop, Transformers. For the kids version, it is slightly different because it will show the good and sensitive side of a robot. For example, the Iron Giant, Meet the Robinson, and Wall-E. Here are some of the movies which have shown examples of good and sensitive robots, destroying the world robots, and saving the world robots. And the following articles are very informative, and they have done research on how these science fiction are involved, and the results are following. The movies have been really popular and have engaged more audience in about the science fiction movies that many people have shown interest to topics related to robots. As a result, there have been work going on human robot interaction. And according to the article's author, they have said that the results show that the sci-fi movies does not only have a relation with the development of technology, but even more to elaborate is its role as the medium of discourse, discussion, and communication. And researchers are more likely easily attracted. The utopian visions of sci-fi and dystopian views are at times neglected, particularly when it comes to the state of art research. In summary, science fiction has an important and significant relationship with the development of technology, showcasing how movies have made this idea of how robots will look in reality. In conclusion, with my project, the development of robots are an amazing invention, and they can possibly change a lot of things in the world. They can take up various jobs which will ease the human pressure. However, there are ethical issues that will take over the world, and that there will be a lot of jobs that will be lost, and thus that will make human useless, and it will lead to an era called robotization. Here is my engagement with my followers on Twitter on how my videos have been promoted and engaged with my audience. And here are some of the comments that I have gotten on my YouTube videos. They have said that my videos are very detailed and explained, and how I could make it better by providing more articles or lecture notes that can help me understand or project my project better about the future development of robots. And for the iteration, I have reposted and made my videos into playlist and promoted that on my Twitter account for everyone to watch. And this is to further engage with my audience. Thank you.